The Suez Canal is an artificial sea level, is an average level of the surface of one or more of Earth's bodies of water from which heights such as elevation may be measured. Waterway in Egypt, connecting the Mediterranean Sea, is a sea connected to the Atlantic Ocean, surrounded by the Mediterranean basin and almost completely enclosed by land. On the north by Western and Southern Europe and Anatolia, on the south by North Africa, and on the east by the Levant. The sea has played a central role in the history of Western civilization. Although the Mediterranean is sometimes considered a part of the Atlantic Ocean, it is usually referred to as a separate body of water. Geological evidence indicates that around 5.9 million years ago, the Mediterranean was cut off from the Atlantic and was partly or completely desiccated over a period of some 600,000 years during the Messinian salinity crisis before being refilled by the Zanclean flood about 5.3 million years ago, to the Red Sea through the Isthmus of Suez and dividing Africa and Asia. In 1858, Ferdinand de Lesseps formed the Suez Canal Company for the express purpose of building the canal. Construction of the canal lasted from 1859 to 1869 and took place under the regional authority of the Ottoman Empire, was a state that controlled much of southeastern Europe, Western Asia, and northern Africa between the 14th and early 20th centuries. It was founded at the end of the 13th century in northwestern Anatolia in the town of Sogut by the Turkoman tribal leader Osman I. After 1354, the Ottomans crossed into Europe, and with the conquest of the Balkans, the Ottoman Beylik was transformed into a transcontinental empire. The Ottomans ended the Byzantine Empire with the 1453 conquest of Constantinople by Mehmed the Conqueror. The Ottoman Empire would very slowly decline until its fall after World War I, in which it sided with the losing Central Powers of the German Empire, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and Bulgaria. The canal officially opened on the 17th of November 1869. It offers vessels a direct route between the North Atlantic and Northern Indian Oceans via the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea, avoiding the South Atlantic and Southern Indian Oceans and reducing the journey distance from the Arabian Sea to London by approximately 8,900 kilometers, 5,500 miles, or 8 days at 24 kNTS to 10 days at 20 kNTS. The canal extends from the northern terminus of Port Said, is a city that lies in northeast Egypt extending about 30 kilometers, 19 miles, along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea, north of the Suez Canal. With an approximate population of 603,787, 2010, it is the fifth largest city in Egypt. The city was established in 1859 during the building of the Suez Canal, to the southern terminus of Port Tawfiq at the city of Suez. Its length is 193.30 kilometers, 120.11 miles, including its northern and southern access channels. In 2020, more than 18,500 vessels traversed the canal, an average of 51.5 per day. The original canal featured a single-lane waterway with passing locations in the Bala Bypass, and the Great Bitter Lake is a saltwater lake in Egypt, connected to the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea via the Suez Canal. It is connected to the Small Bitter Lake, through which the canal also runs. Before the canal was built, 1869, the site was a dry salt valley or basin. References are made to the Great Bitter Lake in the ancient pyramid texts. Ships traveling through the Suez Canal use the Great Bitter Lake as a passing lane, where they can change their position in line or turn around. It contained, according to Alois Negrelli's, Nicolaus Alois Maria Vinzenz Negrelli, Ritter von Moldalb was a Tyrolean civil engineer and railroad pioneer mostly active in parts of the Austrian Empire, Switzerland, Germany and Italy. Plans, no-lock systems, with seawater flowing freely through it. In general, the water in the canal north of the Bitter Lakes flows north in winter and south in summer. The current changes with the tide are the rise and fall of sea levels caused by the combined effects of the gravitational forces exerted by the Moon and the Sun, and the rotation of the Earth, at Suez. While the canal was the property of the Egyptian government, European shareholders, mostly French and British, owned the concessionary company which operated it until July 1956, when President Gamal Abdel Nasser nationalized it, an event which led to the Suez Crisis of October-November 1956. The canal is operated and maintained by the state-owned Suez Canal Authority, SCA, of Egypt. Under the Convention of Constantinople, it may be used, in time of war as in time of peace, by every vessel of commerce or of war, without distinction of flag. Nevertheless, the canal has played an important military strategic role as a naval shortcut and choke point. Navies with coastlines and bases on both the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea, Egypt and Israel, have a particular interest in the Suez Canal. After Egypt closed the Suez Canal at the beginning of the Six-Day War on 5 June 1967, the canal remained closed for precisely 8 years, reopening on 5 June 1975. The Egyptian government launched construction in 2014 to expand and widen the Bala bypass for 35 kilometers, 22 miles, to speed up the canal's transit time. The expansion intended to nearly double the capacity of the Suez Canal, from 49 to 97 ships per day. At a cost of 59.4 billion Egyptian pounds, 9 billion United States dollars, this project was funded with interest-bearing investment certificates issued exclusively to Egyptian entities and individuals. The New Suez Canal, as the expansion was dubbed, was opened in a ceremony on 6 August 2015. The Suez Canal Authority officially opened the new side channel in 2016. This side channel, located at the northern side of the east extension of the Suez Canal, serves the east terminal for berthing and unberthing vessels from the terminal. As the east container terminal is located on the canal itself, before the construction of the new side channel it was not possible to berth or unberth vessels at the terminal while a convoy was running.